Hey guys! Welcome to TF Arc Legends, where I'm about to bust out my Crayolas. So I've been working on a Cybertron-ish diorama, meaning it's supposed to look like it's set on Cybertron. And I was about to start painting my background panels when I thought, hey, why not do this for a video? So here we go! The final frontier! Okay. I'm on a white 1/4 inch foam board and I'm going to dark this out using an opaque black until I get close to the bottom because I want to leave some room to do the horizon. And while I'm doing this, I want to take a second to say I am not an expert or pro with an airbrush. Maybe someday, but not today. At best, I can usually accomplish what I set out to do. Doesn't mean my work couldn't be better, because they most certainly could. But I enjoy the hell out of it. And if you're into the space art stuff, I highly recommend checking out Interstellar Abyss, his channel. He does amazing space art using a variety of techniques from airbrushing to fluid paint pours. If you've never seen a fluid art pour, man, go to his channel, Interstellar Abyss, look up acrylic fluid art, and just sit back. Very cool. He's also a go-to for me when I need a little inspiration or some tips on doing space art. And a lot of what I'll be doing here I picked up by watching him. Okay, now I'm going to start off with stars. This is titanium white on a toothbrush, and I'm going to do the old flickety flick. Now I'm going to do some soft dots with the airbrush because some stars just shine brighter than others. Oh god, I hope they don't explode. Now here comes the vapors! Kind of like space clouds. I don't know what these are called. They're not nebulas. Like gas clouds. A fart trapped in space. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe I'm just crazy.
Yes, he's crazy!
Anywho, I've got a little stencil here to add some texture to these space farts. Make them look a little more interesting. And get in tight with the airbrush, which should help colors pop brighter in these areas. At least that's the idea. And here I'm trying to get like an effect of like steam like rising off the planet and going into the atmosphere. It's funny, a lot of this like will be covered up whenever I have the diorama in place. I used to save time and paint by ignoring areas that would be obstructed by the diorama, but I found that just finishing the entire panel gives it some versatility because I like to swap them around with other dioramas whenever I'm taking photos of my little robot fellas. Time for color. I'm going to throw on some Decepticon purple, and then I'll try to blend that in with some magenta and red, and finish with a sunrise yellow at the bottom. Oh, while this is happening, I'd like to mention that my New Age Toy Deco Grimlock has finally arrived, completing my Toy Deco Dinobot set. I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about the Dio I have in mind for them later on down the road. And to any of you New Age Legends freaks that want to ask, nope, my Dinobots do not combine. I was on the fence about picking up the Typho Volcanicus kit, but I opted out when I saw the price tag. I couldn't justify that expense for something that really doesn't mean anything to me. Now, had they done so in the original show, yes, I would have been all in. No matter the cost. Had Volcanicus been a thing back in the heydays, I believe we'd regard him as highly and must have as we do with Devastator today. Or if he just debuted in the 86 movie even. Imagine this. Prime and the Dinobots arriving at the assault on Autobot City. Optimus turns and says, Dinobots,
Combine!
and destroy Devastator. Man, as a little kid, I would have
Pooped in my pants!
what could have been. Okay, stencil time. I want to have a silhouette of structures off in the distance, so I'm going to scribble some shapes of buildings on here. I like to use these clear stencil sheets so I can see where everything's going to line up before I apply paint. I'm going to do 2 of these and use both sides of each sheet so I don't have too much of a repeating pattern. Now the stencil is cut, and I'm going to throw some black on here, and I'll just keep repeating this along the entire bottom of this panel using both of these stencils. Grabbing my little needle brush, I'm applying some yellow and red dots to simulate windows or lights on the building structures. And as I mentioned earlier, you won't see a lot of this part in particular, the buildings, when the diorama is set up. But hopefully it'll be of use later when I want to use the backdrop for some different settings. Now let's have a gander. It's okay. Could definitely have tried to get more detail in this, but for the purpose it'll serve, I think we'll do the job. Now for the space farts, I'm going with an easy application of phthalo blue and blend in some phthalo green. Pay no mind to that stupid yellow splotch of a star. I tried to get cute and do a thing, but the thing did not want to do. I've added a bit of white to my paint cup to brighten up the green and use this to try and give some dimension to the space fart. And I will repeat this on the rest. Except for this one, I want to mix it up a little bit with some red and magenta. One of many ways you can tell I'm not a pro at this. Check out the tip on my airbrush. Filthy, covered in paint. It rubs the paint on its skin or else it gets the hose again.
Ah!
What is that? Damn rabbit from Donnie Darko. Relax, it's just a stencil because we're going to slap a couple of planets on here, or they could be moons if you'd prefer. The cool thing with space art is you almost can never go wrong with any of the combination of colors, so there's a feeling of freedom to just have fun and enjoy what you're doing. That being said, I'll probably botch this up. Let's do one in teal and the other in ultramarine blue. And another stencil. I get most of these off Amazon. And I'm going to add some extra color to these boys. And I'll shade black on one side. And then I'm going to throw white on the other side. Something you'll hear about when painting landscapes is to keep in mind what direction your imaginary light source is coming from. Now let's peel this off and have a gander, shall we? Dang it! See where the white didn't get covered quite enough? It got too heavy with the paint. Operator error. That's a bummer. Oh well, whatever. I don't care. Now I've got my little brush out and I'm going to tap a little titanium white into these stars and we are calling it a day. And there it is. On top you'll see the two side panels I did off camera. I think I like those better than the ones I did on camera. Figures. Now I'll throw these on the shelf at the base for my diorama and see how it's looking.
Kapow!
I dig it. Hit some bumps in the road, but overall this will do the trick. If you want to see the completed diorama, come back next week. Until then, bye-bye.